Hello, Namaste, Adab, Sat Sri Akal. This is As Muhammad Khan. Today I again welcome you on the same platform but with different topic student. Today we will discuss one important topic that is directly related to our body. What is it? It is tissue student. Tissue. And that tissue is known as animal tissue, means the tissue that is found inside the animal's body, that tissue is known as animal's tissue. What is the animal's tissue? It is the group of similar types of animal cell that perform the similar function. According to this, all the particular organs that are found in our body, they have the particular tissue for it. Like our skin have the particular tissue that is known as epithelium. Like this, our muscles, body muscles have the particular tissue that is known as muscular tissue. Our brain and the nervous system have the particular tissue that is known as nervous tissue student. Like this, there is one tissue is also found in our body that connects the two different organs with each other and help us in the transportation of the substances. That tissue is known as connective tissue student, connective tissue. So one by one we will discuss about these tissues. So first is epithelial, second is connective, third is muscular, fourth is nervous. So first we will start from the epithelial tissue. Yes student, the first types of the animal tissue is the epithelial tissue. And it is the tissue in which thus animal cells are closely packed and they form a sheet-like structure to cover the particular organs. And it covers the both surface, outer surface of an organ and inner surface of an organ. And this tissue helps the organ in protection. Means it protects the particular organ. That's why we can say that the epithelial tissue is the protective tissue that protects the particular organ. With this, it does not have any blood supply. So we can say that the vascular bundles are absent in this tissue. And the cells are very closely packed. And due to that closely packing, they form the covering of the particular organ. That's why that tissue is also known as the covering tissue. If we speak about the proper definition of it, then how can you learn it? The fundamental animal tissue which forms continuous sheet of closely packed cell to cover outer or internal surface of different organs. And if we speak about its main function, then it works as a barrier for separating the different body system. Means it is the tissue that separates the particular organ from another organ or from the surrounding. Like I give you one example, like our skin. Our skin is an example of epithelial tissue. And it is covering our outer surface. Outer surface it is covering. And it also works to receive the information about the surrounding. That's why we can say that it is sensory epithelial tissue. Means it is an example, our skin is an example of sensory epithelial tissue. Now the type of tissue according to the arrangement of the cell or layers, according to the shape of the cells, and according to the function. So according to the arrangement of the layers, there are the two type of tissue, simple epithelium and stratified epithelium. Simple epithelium and stratified. Now what is simple? Simple epithelium is the epithelium in which the cells or the group of the cells are arranged in a single sheet. In a single sheet. That's why they are known as simple epithelial tissue. And in the stratified, the group of cells are arranged into more than two different layers. So that is known as stratified epithelium. According to the cell shapes, if the cells are very closely packed and they are squashed, then that tissue is known as squamous epithelial tissue. Next is cuboidal epithelial tissue, in which the cells have the cube-like structure, and they are arranged in the sheet. In the columnar, the cells have the pillar-like structure and they are arranged in columns. That's why they are known as columnar epithelium. According to the function, there are the different, like sensory epithelium, from which we can take the sense of our surrounding. We feel the particular stimulus. Germinal epithelium, that produce the germinal cells like sperm and ovum. Ciliated epithelium, very important, ciliated epithelium. Ciliated epithelium is the epithelium that have the finger-like projections. Those finger-like projections are known as cilia, and they increase the movement of the cells, especially the movement of the germinal cells. And in our human body, they are found in sperm ducts and oviducts. They are found, from which they increase the speed of sperm and ovum in the oviduct and the sperm ducts. Glandular epithelium. There are the two types of glands are found, students, exocrine and endocrine. So exocrine and endocrine glands have the epithelial tissue. That epithelial tissue is known as glandular epithelium. Means they are found in the glands. There are the two type of glands, exocrine and endocrines. So in those glands, this epithelial tissue is found. So it is about the epithelium tissue, student. So you will learn it. After this, we will discuss the next main tissue, that is muscular tissue. So next important tissue that we are going to discuss is muscular tissue, student. It is very important tissue that helps us to perform the different functions. Like when we walk, play, run, all these actions are done with the help of muscular tissue. There are some involuntary actions are also taking place inside our body. All those involuntary actions are also done with the help of this muscular tissue. Now the muscular tissue have the group of cell, and that group of cell have the contractile nature. They are contractible, means they can contract and relax, and with the help of this contraction and the relaxation, we do the different function, or there are the different functions are performed inside our body. Like now I am speaking and I am doing the motion of my hand. All these actions are done with the help of muscular tissue, student. Now, if we speak about the definition, then what is the definition of it? The contractile tissue which possess contractile protein inside cells is known as muscular tissue. And the cells of the muscular tissue are elongated. They are elongated. And for this, there are the three types of muscular tissue. First is stratified or voluntary or skeletal muscular tissue. Second is smooth, unstratified or unstrated or non-skeletal muscular tissue. Third is cardiac muscular tissue. Now, if we speak about the striated muscular tissue, that tissue have the striated muscular fibers, and those muscular fibers have long, unbranched muscle cells. They have some strain on them, means the dark band-like structures, dark band strips they have. That's why they are known as striated. Due to having those strain or the dark band or the strips of the dark band, they are known as striated muscular tissue. And this tissue is found around our skeleton, means around our bones. And with the help of that, we do the different type of movement, like we run, we walk, we play, we speak, we write, all these action with the help of this tissue only, student. And it is also known as skeletal tissue. And why do we call it the voluntary muscular tissue? Because this tissue is consciously controlled by our brain. Next is smooth muscular tissue or unstrated, because they don't have the strain or the dark band like structure, this type of structure, dark band type of structure they don't have. And what they have the spindle shape. This type of spindle shape means their sides means the upper side and the lower side both are very pointed, and the spine like structure they have, that's why they are known as spindle cells. And they are unbranched means they are not attached with other cells, that's why they are unbranched. And they are also known as involuntary because they are not in our control, and they are found, means mainly they are found in our alimentary canal, in our kidney tubules, in our vas deferens, in our oviducts. All these particular organs have this tissue, means the smooth or unstrated muscular tissue they have. And another thing about them, they are known as non-skeletal because they are not attached by our skeleton, by our bones. That's why they are known as smooth or unstrated muscular tissue. Now, these two tissue can feel the tiredness. They can have the fatigue. Fatigue means they have the tiredness. But there is one muscular tissue that does not feel tiredness and works regularly without any stoppage from our birth till our death, is cardiac muscular tissue, student. What is it? It is cardiac muscular tissue, and it is found inside our heart. So, the third type of the muscular tissue is cardiac muscular tissue. It has cylindrical cells. Their cells have the cylinder-like shape. That's why they are known as cylindrical cells. And they are branched. They are branched means their cells are interconnected with each other. They are the branch structure. They have the branch structures. And unfatigued cells they have, means their cell does not feel tiredness. They works regularly without any stoppage. That's why we can say that they have the unfatigued cells, and they are mainly found in our heart. And the study of this tissue is known as cardiology. And the functioning of this cardiac muscular tissue is known as ECG, echocardiography. And the person who study about the cardiac muscular tissue is known as cardiologist. So it is about the cardiologist and cardiac muscular tissue, students. So now we have completed the two tissue of animals. First is the epithelial tissue, second is muscular tissue. Now you will read these two topics in your favorite book and try to cover them. So thank you very much and have a nice day.